Hi everyone, here I am in my tiny house, totally off the grid, looking out my window. I finally did it. Here is my view. Beautiful backyard area. Now, before I give you a tour of my tiny house, I do want to tell you it is very, very small. It's one of the smallest in the world, and when you go tiny, it's very important you make your space multifunctional so you can perform different duties and tasks within the same area. Alright, let's step inside and give you a look around. Alright, we're immediately in the bedroom. There's my pillow. This will comfortably sleep one. You can fit 2 people in, but you will need the spoons. It's big enough for a pet, so I've gone with this worm. He doesn't take up much room. As you can see, my floor is dirty. It does need a little cleaning, but the maid isn't scheduled to come until next week. Okay, let's look at the wardrobe and how I store my clothes. Here's my little dresser bureau, and what I decided, and it was very difficult to downsize on the wardrobe, I decided I really don't need a ton of stuff. I thought 2 pair of panties is fine. I'm wearing 1 pair now. The other pair is in this bottom drawer. I have a brassiere in here, and I'm also wearing the other one. You can see I have plenty of room to grow with storage space. This also works as my library. Here's my fragrance bottle. I do craft my own. I decided for an outfit I was just going to go with one. I chose a dress because, well, it's just one garment, unlike pants and a top. Now, you might think this isn't sufficient, but I do have room to grow. I did buy this luxury item, which is this little chest here. So if I acquire more things, I can store them here comfortably. Also, when people think they need more space, they think more square footage, but you need to go up. Vertical cubic space, the sky's the limit. Well, so long as you stay under 13.5 to meet bridge clearance. Okay, so the bed. This also converts into a couch. The way it works, you take this pillow and you prop it up like that, and voila, instant counter or a recliner. I love this idea. This is my design. Okay, now let's go to the kitchen. Here we go. Alright, here it is. I have my tiny bowl with my tiny spoon. I did go with acacia wood. It's a very tight grain, and this way I don't have to worry about being poisoned by the nickel and chromium and stainless steel. I also have this little glass cup, and it's impervious, so it won't leach toxins into your beverage. Now, as you can see, I don't have room for a stove or a refrigerator. So what I decided is that I don't need them. I will do raw food, and I will get my things fresh by foraging off of the land. This way I don't have to worry about needing refrigeration. Now, I must confess, from time to time I do want a hot meal. So I do have this antique cast iron skillet. You do get a natural source of iron. Beautiful hammered cast iron here. And what I do, this is my stove. For some of you that don't recognize what it is, it's a candle. This is paraffin wax. I would like to upgrade eventually to beeswax. I am phasing out petroleum products, and I'm making little baby steps as I can. I will be banning all petroleum-based things. I say no to petrochemicals, so polyester will be out, polyethylene, pretty much anything with a P. I'm going to ban just to be safe. Now, the way I light my stove is with this magnifying glass. I do have to wait till the sun comes in the window later in the day, and I simply light it with this. You have to be very patient. Now, you can see here I have plenty of counter space. Now, decorating your tiny house is very important. It is your home. I am a photographer, and here is one of my first images of a dead bird in this cute little frame. I have this little tiny seashell collection. Let's see, what else? Oh, the bathroom. You haven't seen the bathroom yet. Okay, here we go. We gotta go back through the little kitchen area where I cook. And here's the bathroom. This tiny house features a full-size tub. That is very rare and something you just don't tend to see in tiny houses. This is 5 feet long, and there is a shower. This is also where I tend to put my accessories. Now, it's very important for things to pull double duty, and this beautiful little brass mermaid necklace is also a knife. So if I need to cut some of the wild fruit I forage or something like that, here it is. Works really well. I did have to let go of my knife collection. The Turkish scimitar just wasn't gonna fit. Now you might wonder how my water situation. I am off grid. What I did on my roof, I put a giant funnel and just stuck it in the pipe. And so this does work on a gravity feed. Now you wonder about the toilet. Well, here's my urinal. This tiny house also features a bidet. You turn this on and you just kind of back into it. It works really well. Now, if you have to go poo, what you do, I go outside. I have planted a bush outside of this window here with my beautiful view, and I did go with an evergreen which keeps its leaves year-round, and this way I will have privacy. If I went with the deciduous tree that loses its leaves in the winter, well, I might start running into problems if a neighbor sees me or something like that. So it is important. And it also works as my passive solar system, cooling the side of my tiny home. Okay, let's see here. People wonder, what do I do with my belongings when I need to shower? Now, my bathroom is a wet room. There is a drain in the floor, and all the water runs in. Actually, I have a wet tiny house. The whole house is a wet room. But what I do with my belongings, I gather them all up, and what I do is I shove them in this pillow. This pillow is also a bag. It's fabulous. And then what I do, I just toss it outside, and I fetch it later when I'm done showering. Now, some of you might wonder, what do I do if, let's say, it's raining outside? You silly goose. Common sense isn't common anymore. What I do is I leave everything in my tiny house, and I go outside. I shower in the rain. It's very simple. Now, the edge here works as a great desk. When I want to study, you can see how big it is. Really big desk. And I also eat at it. I just have to turn sideways in my little tiny house, and I'm good. Okay, let's see, did I cover everything? Oh, well, I do have this tiny towel. I realized a big giant one was just really overkill, and this is totally sufficient. But sometimes, you know, I just air dry, but this towel is one of my luxury items, actually. All right, so I think that's everything. If you have any questions about my tiny house, please feel free to write in or comment, and I'd love to see a tour of your own tiny house. My tiny house, people are curious about the size. It is 5 feet long by 2.5 wide, so it's a bit over 10 square feet. I find it to be totally sufficient. It did take some getting used to, but I'm really feeling this. I love that I was able to simplify my life. I don't have to worry about all the cleaning, just tons of space, storing all this stuff, high property taxes. This is just a wonderful, wonderful setup. You could see I went with beautiful porcelain. I did tile it myself. It's impervious to water, so it makes for a great wet house. And I did some custom artwork with this faux fish fossil I etched into the wall. And I'm very happy with how my tiny house turned out. Thank you for tuning in, and may tiny be with you. P.S. I did forget to show you the entertainment center. What I have here is this wonderful little tiny screen. It's fabulous. It also can go horizontal or vertical, and it automatically adjusts to your needs. This is also a stereo system. It's also got internet access, and you're not going to believe this, but it's a phone. It's a telephone. This is the technology available to us today. 2015. Another thing I need to show you, this tiny house does feature a washer, and what you do, you fill this up a couple inches. I throw my dress, my bra, my panties in, and what I do is, like making grape wine, I step on the dress, the panties, I get them real good, the bra too, and then for the spin cycle, I drain, and then I continue stepping.